right. So I'm going to just let her ask me a few questions and we'll go back and forth with me answering them. So just something different, all right? So we figured we'll try this out.
Yeah, hi everyone. So today we're doing something a little bit different, like my grandmother said. On behalf of the younger generation, I kind of have some questions that I would like to ask my grandmother and just kind of see her perspective on certain things that she's been through within her lifestyle. So, yeah, I don't know if my grandma wants to say her age on camera, but my grandma, she's my grandma, so she's got some years on her, and I think we can learn some things. So yeah, so starting out, I'm gonna call her Lady D for today.
Oh,
So Lady D, right now self-love is really growing in the world right now, and us younger generation, we're really trying to love ourselves better. And I think you can give us a really good perspective on what that looks like to you right now at your age. So what does unconditional self-love look like to you?
um, well, before I get started and answer that question, I do have to thank everyone that's joining my live tonight. Just don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. All right. If you know anything about my channel, it's always about focusing, right? And just pretty much staying on top of your game. But tonight we're going to do something just a little different with my granddaughter. So to answer her question, she has me with these mics. So as you can see, this younger generation, right?
It has to be giving podcast.
It has to be given
Podcast.
podcasts. So anyway, self-love should start with pretty much you focusing on you for the younger adults. A lot of times I find that younger adults tend to follow the crowd. And when you're following the crowd, you kind of get lost and you really do not focus on the things you need to when you think about it. Right?
Right.
Because you pretty much putting yourself, you're paying attention to what everyone else is doing.
Right.
And when that happens, right, you kind of lose your way. And
Yes. You're
that's
not involved like your true self. Right.
right.
Okay.
And that's where the peer pressure and that type of stuff comes in. So I would say self-love is taking care of you first, if that makes sense.
You said something about peer pressure, Grams, and like what in your lifetime, what back in the day was your peer pressure? Were you ever, what was your peer pressure, and were you ever peer pressured?
Yes. I think everyone goes through peer pressure in time, right? My peer pressure was, um,
Oh God, you got 17 people on here.
girlfriends. Thank you all for joining the live. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. My peer pressure was more of girlfriends, and I can't even say like who can get the guy. It wasn't about that. My peer pressure was um, cars, right? I had to have a nice car or things, more like things, you know, not so much as because for me coming up, I was never jealous of anyone because I felt like if you can do it, then I can do it.
Mm.
But peer pressure was more of, you gotta look good. Um, oh, my stomach is too big. Well, when I look back then compared to now, right? The stomach I have today is a whole different type of stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So peer pressure for me
The
back then.
Bluetooth device is ready to
Oops,
pair.
Give her a second.
these are.
You just hold it down.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
The Bluetooth
Yeah.
device is ready to
Remember,
pair.
remember, we're live, so you're going to get this type of
You
stuff.
are. Yeah, it has to be giving podcast, so we have to turn it back on. She interrupted you, Grams. Go ahead.
Yeah, but peer pressure back then, we really didn't need to be in the know. You all nowadays need to be in the know. Back then, we was outside jumping rope and playing games that didn't cost any money. We didn't have to
Right.
be concerned about clothes, and
Right.
that wasn't until I got older
Yeah.
that they called it the Joneses.
Oh, keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses. Yes.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. I hope
Uh-huh.
we're all taking notes too, as far as the youth. But okay, since we're still talking about like self love, we're getting into that. I also wanted to ask, what are some things that you appreciate about yourself now? Like now that you're at your age right now, what are some things that you gain to appreciate about?
I appreciate that how far I've come with, like speak a lot on my channel about staying focused and things like that. I appreciate just that I didn't allow outside disturbances to get in the way of things that I really wanted to do. Because at the end of the day, forgive me, everyone, but you have to own your shit. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Claps for Grams.
Claps. That's the claps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, wait. I'm so sorry, Grams. I have to interrupt for a second. There's 6 people on here right now, but Cam is saying I don't know if your microphones are working. It sounds like sound is coming through the mic on the phone. So yeah, can you hear us, Cam? If you're still on, can you hear us? Um, yeah. Someone said
So,
hello, ladies. Someone said
hi.
I'm Holy Mindset TV. What is your channel? Hi, Holy Mindset TV.
Yeah. My channel is about staying focused. So let me know if you can hear me without the mic. This is how you turn it off.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Can you hear me better now? It's Cam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, we'll wait for her to respond.
Okay. So maybe we will not use the mic because he said he couldn't hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could not hear?
Yeah, they said, I don't know if your microphones are working. It sounds like the sound is coming. Oh, no. They're saying that the sound is coming through the phone, not the mics.
Okay, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have to use these, but
Okay.
yeah, it's saying the sound is coming through the mic. I mean, coming through like your phone.
Is it better now? Is it coming through better? Oh, you know what? The Bluetooth is picking up in here. Is it coming through better now? Can you hear me better now?
You chop. Yeah, I don't know if they're still on here. I don't know.
All right, so
but we can continue.
We'll just kind of speak
though.
louder.
If it's picking up through the phone, then it's picking up.
Yeah, it should pick up good from the phone. But what was your question now?
No, you were just saying that I was saying what do you appreciate about yourself now that, about where you are right now, like over the years, what do you now appreciate about yourself? And you were just saying like you learned that like in life you gotta own your ish.
Right, right. And that's pretty much what it is. You can't get so caught up in what everyone else is doing and just stick to what you believe in, no matter what, because what I always say at night, right, when you go to sleep, you're going to sleep and you think about all the things that you have to take care of. And there's no one there. None of your friends are there to say, let me help you get this done. You really have to prepare yourself as you go through life. And I always say that to you. Mm-hmm. Very important.
And that's what you mean by like owning your ish.
You have to.
Like you yourself, you're going to be the only person that's going to do it, not anyone else for you. That's what you mean by owning your ish.
Right. Pretty much. I like the mic look. Let me hold on.
I do too.
Just for looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After we're done with this, we're gonna see if it did pick up. I think it did too, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Okay, and now for my final question: how can you embrace your uniqueness? How do you embrace your uniqueness? Like now, over the years, like how have you? Because obviously, us in the younger generations, we're still learning ourselves. Like me in my youth, I'm still learning who I am. I haven't yet figured it out. I'm kind of just picking up ways from, friends, and I'm being influenced and things of that nature. But as you get older, you do find who you are. And so how do you embrace that uniqueness now that you're at your age?
Yeah, I find that as you get older, right, you start realizing some of the things that are important, right? So that's when what I said earlier, you remove yourself from things that no longer work for you.
Mhm.
But it takes time to realize what those things are, right? Um, and one thing I believe I said on my last live was I used to be there for everyone. That's when I didn't know who I was at the time. But as you get older and you start realizing some of the things that you have to go through in life, you start realizing how much you cannot be there for others like you used to be because you're older. You're like, I can't. It's just like, running up and down the stairs and running around and
It's hard to be
staying
a
up
rider.
late.
It's hard to be a rider.
Yeah,
when you get
yeah,
older.
yeah. Now going to bed is the nightclub. You're like, I'm in my bed and this just feels fabulous. So,
Mhm.
as you get older, you start looking forward to some of the things that you didn't look forward to when you were younger.
Mhm.
So that's how you become more unique. You start getting more into hobbies, things that you feel like, I've always wanted to do this.
Mhm.
Now, let me take that time out and let me do it. That's it. This is where I'm at. So that's when you find your uniqueness. And it even works to with a relationship with a significant other, right? You kind of balance it, but then you have that division. You say, okay, this is what I'm willing to do for the relationship, but this is what I'm not willing to do because I don't want to lose myself, who I am. And I find that over the years, for me, right, as you age, you realize how many times you have lost yourself. I remember, oh God, one time, right, this guy, this guy, right? He rung the bell.
Mhm.
And I'm like so excited, right, that he's showing up. I'm just running. Oh my God, he's here, he's here. And I slipped and fell. I slipped and fell and I broke one of the items on my table.
Mm.
That was the last time I ever ran for anybody because it just showed me that it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Slow down.
And I guess what you're saying to us, like it ain't that serious.
It's not just don't overdo it. When it comes to relationships, just try to make sure you maintain who you are. And as long as you take that time out, like especially at night is my biggest time to sit there and think about things that what I've done. Like you reflect back on your day and say, well, what did I get done? How do I feel about today? Um, for me, getting things done makes me feel good. When I do not get those things done, it really bothers me. And that's because it's a sense of accomplishment, if that makes sense. And it can be the littlest thing, because I always say that, right? Just a little bit at a time. So that to me is very important. So that's how you find your uniqueness by focusing on what you need to and things that you really like. And those that you dislike, you kind of move away from. Don't make them a priority. Not them. That's anything. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Grams.
yeah.
Okay. I think we got, we talked about a lot. We covered a lot. So,
Is there anything else you could think of you want to
someone
speak
said,
about?
hey, I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh,
The
hi.
video game therapist.
Oh, that's who it is?
Theorist, yeah.
Hey, video game. Thank you for
Mhm.
stopping by. I'm actually here tonight. Everyone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will really appreciate it. Video game, I'm actually here. This is my granddaughter. She decided to join me and ask some questions for the younger adults. I think there are some more questions that you can ask. At least give me 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
But video game, it's nice to see you here.
Okay. Okay, so I do have another question actually. I wasn't sure how long Grams wanted to make this, but My other question is, this is not something that's written down. My other question is, being that you've been on this earth for a little while, what is your perspective on the life, like, or the, what is your just perspective on today, like on what's going on in the world today and the changes that has happened over generations? Like, what's the difference between when you were 20 then and now? Like when you were 20 then and me being 20 now, like what is that? Like when you look outside and you walk outside, what do you see, and what's your first thoughts of this world today?
Whew, I need a fan for this one. I need a fan. 2020 then, right? To me was a safer place. It was safer.
In what way?
Just being outside. I felt 20 back then, people were more innocent, right? Now I do not feel like they are as innocent. I also feel like a lot of the things, excuse me, we worry about today, we didn't worry about those things back then. People today worry about where they going to sleep, roof over their head, the price of rents, groceries,
Yeah, definitely.
schools like the Columbine, people shooting up schools. It's so many different things. I mean, just back then, I mean, even down, and I'm not trying to get on politics, with T Rump getting shot at, and he's even taking it to the next level, and he turning fries at McDonald's. He's doing what he got to do to get voted in. Storming the White House. It's just it's different. Whenever we would see people, right, on that level, the respect that we had our president, right, was just something different because that's like the highest job. Then you hear about the mayor, Eric Adams. A lot of people voted him in Brooklyn, and he's doing illegal things. So I feel like the people of power are now taking advantage of the power that they have. That's something that's different. The price of foods, just women are exposing themselves more, and that's something
That's a big topic.
Yeah, your bodies should be really sacred. So,
I agree.
young adults talking about body counts.
That's a topic in itself. Do you guys want to see an episode on that? Do you guys see an episode on that?
We're
Go ahead.
we're going to come back and talk about the body count, unless you want to talk about it now.
That's a conversation.
That's a conversation, all right. So we're gonna definitely come back and talk about that. But that was nowadays it just makes you really wonder what this world is turning into, what's going to happen 10, 20 years from now. Like you see, social media and all that, right? There's different ways to make money. Younger adults they're not willing to work that 9 to 5.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Young adults are in their entrepreneur life. They're not trying to make ends meet. I think the younger generation that is not distracted by social media, but also uses media as a tool of positivity. Because whatever your algorithm is, and whatever it is you consume, is what you're going to keep consuming. So I think that I was actually telling somebody this. I think that social media definitely has its cons, 100%. But I think that if your mind is kind of channeled to, stability, motivation, and self growth and self honor, like your algorithm is going to show that, and then you'll use it instead for fuel, instead of for what your goals are, instead of like just kind of BSing. So, but you said something earlier. You said that this world is not as innocent. And when you said that, a question popped up in my head that I was like, this is a good question to ask my grandma. Because it's not as innocent anymore, and you touched a lot of bases, what is making people so mad nowadays? Because everyone is mad, obviously. what is making people so mad nowadays that they're taking this anger that they have and they're pushing it out on other people. Like what is that? And do you think that the media and the influence that the media has and the access that we have toward our influence has something to do with that?
Yeah, it's just a lot of, yes, social media is definitely doing it because now, people are just being free on so many different levels.
So true. Grace.
Yeah, and it's like,
She's talking.
yeah, figure figure of speech, right? People, they figure they can say what they want, they can dress and look, and let me tell you, to each his own, right? To each his own. Everyone's entitled to look however they want to look and really just be their own person. Who am I to judge? But at the same time, I feel like there's so much exposure to things that we didn't have exposure to, right? Now, with YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you seeing people with no arms, no legs, they roll around the wheelchair. Guys are wearing wigs, lipstick. It's just women. Everybody got a BBL, seem like, it's just different. So I think people, I can't even say that they're being their authentic self. Then again, maybe they are, but that's different. It's just different. This is different. This is different. And
do you think media is the stronghold influence?
All the time. All the time. They will keep putting commercials on whatever the media wants you to see or turn into. They will keep exposing that, whatever that is, by keep showing it. So eventually your mind has some acceptance.
Yep. Go, Graham. Hit it right on the nail.
Yeah. So I think, So I think that's very important. That's what we have to stay conscious of. What is it? What are your beliefs, in life? And
stay stern to it. And keep in mind what you're consuming. Because if you're consuming things that may look interesting to you, because that's what I do also with myself. And if it's interesting and it's just like it's a shock, it's gonna keep popping up on your algorithm, and the more it pops up on your algorithm, the more it starts to play with your mind, and you start to accept it. And it's like you said, it's not worth, like we were talking about earlier. My grandma said it's not worth that changing of embracement, that uniqueness about you, because it's just changing who you are. So yeah, at least that's what I think.
Right.
But yeah.
That makes sense. You really have to protect your mind at all costs. You really do. I believe I wrote something about that yesterday. Do we have a question? Does anyone have a question? Anything they want to say? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. Does anyone have a question?
So far, we haven't got any questions, just kind of like comments. We got some positive comments. We have some negative comments.
Thank you.
People are.
Yeah, the trolls.
Yeah.
The trolls.
Someone said, you just trolling, bro. That's not cool. That's not cool.
That's what someone said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Fagan
nice.
Morgan. Thanks, Fagan Morgan.
Thank you. You said Fagan.
Fagan.
Thank you.
Fagan
I
Morgan.
appreciate that.
Half said we're stealing her idea. Somebody said tea. Tea. That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
If this were tea.
Yeah.
Tea.
Look, we'll do toast to that. Toast.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Can you imagine? That's how we end it.
Yeah. But do you have any other questions for me?
I will say that I have one more question. Just because we were talking about it. But we went into. I would like to kind of dive into body counts a little bit, just a little bit. Because like I said, we were talking about it. You said earlier that it is women are nowadays, the young women are not as sacred with their bodies, and for you to say that, I assume that back then they were a lot more sacred, like with their bodies, and being less sacred with your body now, because obviously there was some level of importance to being sacred with your body back then. Although maybe you didn't know the reason why, and if you do, it'd be great for you to share with us. But even if there wasn't, what is the distraught that will happen now with not being so sacred with our bodies, or with young women, not including myself, no, but with young women nowadays not being sacred with their bodies. Like, what is the side effect? Because it was kept from us for a reason. What is the side effect that you see now going on in young women with sleeping around with multiple different men?
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. I am now seeing, right?
Oh, y'all, she's about to
Because
get on this, y'all. Go ahead, perhaps.
because younger adults are catching all these diseases. And you know, it's just insane. It's insane. They are looking at, well, if I have 200 bodies under me, they're not thinking that 10 years from now, right, that HIV can show up. Remember,
That's a good point. Somebody chop this and make this a reel. That's a good point.
Yeah. Whoever you sleep with, right? If the other person slept with 10 people or 20 people, now you have slept with those 10 or 20 as well. So it's just very, very risky. And you know what's funny about that? Let me tell you. Oh God, this is all right, everyone. Oh boy. I was young. This is my boyfriend when I was 18. Or was it 17 or 18? I think it was 18. Don't start. My child about to start barking. No, what did I tell you? You know, so anyway, you want to go in your room? Go in your room. But anyway, sorry everyone. You know, remember we live, so there's no editing this.
No editing.
Yes, you're getting raw footage here. But anyway, I talked to this guy, and I was about 18, 17, 18. I think 18, right? I don't think I was 19. Or could I? I don't know. But it was somewhere around there. I think I was 18 now. Anyway, him and I dated. We dated for about maybe, I don't know, 6 months. But that's, excuse me, like part of peer pressure back then.
I have to pause. Y'all, I learned something. My grandma had someone else who was like my grandpa. What? Go ahead. Go ahead. I just learned that. I'm like, yo, what? Go
Oh my God,
okay.
I'm sorry.
He's not here right now, so this is fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Someone else besides her grandfather, yes.
Crazy.
So anyway, but don't forget to like, share, subscribe, everyone, please. Thank you. But anyway, this guy, he was so cute. He was actually, I named your mother after someone he cheated on. I did.
Y'all, I learned something new. We really are serving tea tonight.
Yeah.
This is a lot of tea.
Sorry.
I learned something new.
Yo, why is that?
Someone's watching. One of my friends are watching. Why? Oh, we learned something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway,
Go ahead.
Yeah. She's
Take a
embarrassed.
sip on that. This is water, also, by the way.
Yeah, she's embarrassed.
I am.
But
Yeah, it's
anyway,
okay.
so now I have to still tell your friends sorry. They joining tonight. They get to learn a little bit about your background. So this guy cheated on me, and all right, the name was.
It's okay. You don't have to say it.
No, I'm gonna say his girl's name.
Okay. Well,
his girl's name was Aisha.
Okay.
And so later, years later, right?
Don't say my mom's name.
No, I'm not. Years later, when I got pregnant, right, with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of mine said, well, why don't you name the baby this name? I said, no, because this guy I used to talk to cheated on me, so I changed it. All right. But anyway, with that being said, going back to this guy, right? And this is what we say about body count. Now, I don't know how, what, when, where how it happened, but like I said, we dated like 6 months, I guess. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe it was a year. I don't even know. But one thing I do know is years later, I ran into his sisters and they said he passed away. And I was like, what? Because I said, well, how's your brother doing? They said, oh, he died. I'm like, what? Get out of here. And he died from HIV. Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
That's crazy. So, yeah, I don't know when he caught it, but I know I don't. I don't have it. So he caught it. I don't know when, but that's just, to me, that's hitting close to home. That's hitting close to home when someone that you dated, right? And I'm just happy that I'm not one of those people who look for body counts.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm gonna because my someone is texting me right now and they're like, are they on? Is the sound better? Let me know if the sound is better. Do we sound louder? Do I sound louder? But go ahead. We'll see what she says. Go ahead.
they can't hear it?
No, yeah, she said it sounds way better. So I think the person was saying that. I think the person above was saying we may not need the mic because the sound is coming through the phone. But someone is saying, my friend is saying it sounds way better
So,
with it on.
really?
Mm-hmm.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Let me know if it's better one more time. And then go ahead, Grams. Continue.
So, yeah, what I was saying is that it's like dodging a bullet, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it. So to hear that was like, what? There's not many people I know, if I know any that I could think of. He may be, well, actually, there's two other people that I heard of that, that caught that disease. But I don't know what their lifestyle was at all.
Mm-hmm.
And even with him, I don't know what his lifestyle was. But,
Right.
just knowing that it's out there. Back then, they
Mhm.
called it the monster. I don't know what they call it now.
Now they don't call it that. Now you just take pills for it. It is what it is. And a lot of people, the body counts now, like you said, are like in the 200s. And yeah, like, you know what? And because, like I said, we're diving into like how life was back then and now. Like, what's the difference between what a woman is called now when she has multiple body counts and what was a woman called back then when she had maybe even 10? Like, what were they called and how were they perceived by men and women?
Well, the funny part about it back then, to be honest with you, women had a lot more self-respect.
Mm.
If a woman back then, actually, I know this sounds crazy, but back then, and this is raw, right? She's over 18. Back then, if you was a hoe, you was more likely a crackhead or something. I didn't really see too many
Modern
hoes.
women were not.
Yeah, they wasn't. You had to be strung out on something because now you're doing anything to get your money. It was either that or prostitute. Pick one.
Mm.
But it wasn't like a woman straight out because women back then was more like, I just want a husband. Everything was a husband. I want to have children.
Wow, that is beautiful. That says a lot about the media and the plan. It's probably only getting worse.
Yeah.
But wow, that is definitely music to my ears. That is really amazing that women were focused on, I want a husband, I want to have children. Like now, nobody wants kids anymore.
Yeah.
Abortion clinics are just being built right off the second. Like, that's crazy. That is music to my ears. That is so beautiful. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And what made women back then want a husband? Because you got married. Like, what made women like want a husband, a family? Like, why was that dynamic so important? Like, what was the thought process behind that back then?
Well, think about it. Think about it. People want the house. Women. I want the house. I want to cook. I want to clean. They wanted to do those things, right, for their husband.
We needed a plus soundbite.
Yeah. I think there's one on here.
There is one actually. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Where I'm not even gonna touch it out.
Right, but women, that's all they ever wanted. We kept it simple. Like we really didn't want to do too much, when you think about it. We didn't want to do too much. It was long as we had that man, we had the children, we took care of the house. He had to also build stuff. He drove the car, and he went to work, he brought the money home. That's
That was
what it was.
respected.
Yeah, that a man is not going to see you out there carrying a bag and you struggling with it. Even a man you do not know, he's going to help you with that bag because that's what men do. Nowadays, they'll see you, struggling with stuff and they leave you right there. I'm like, what planet are you from? It's hard for me to digest that because I'm from the old school. So, yeah. But that body count is serious. So,
It is serious.
I think with that being said, it's important to, that's just not cool.
No.
It's not cool. I mean, like, how do you even respect yourself? Like, you should feel very nasty. Nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty.
And you think, why do you think women don't feel any way about their body count now? Like, if you, like me, you both know someone that has a pretty high body count for their age. Why do you think that young lady or that young woman doesn't feel
self-respect? She has lost all self-respect for herself because.
And why has she lost self-respect? Like, where
but
do you think that's coming from?
That could depend on her background, just and influenced by people she's around. They say if you want to make decent money, right, count your friends. Like if you want to make a lot of money, look at your friends, look at who you surround yourself with. Someone just wrote something, look at, so that's I'm sorry.
They said, hey, two black mamas.
Say, hey, thank you for joining the live. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's self-respect. It's very, very important to, I just can't see it. I can't see sleeping around and just because, oh, James called me. Oh, that's John. Oh, that's Dick. Oh, that's Harry.
It's crazy because obviously I'm a young woman that preserves myself and not out here. But what's crazy is that I was watching a video and basically this young girl who's about my age, if not maybe 1 year younger, and she's from London, but she was basically saying that there's this
a London accent.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
there was this young girl, and she was from London, and she's basically saying that she had this guy that she was talking to on Instagram, and he DM'd her. She didn't really like him at all, but he kept trying with her, and she was just trying to be nice, whatever. And she was visiting the city that he was from, and he was like, "Yo, I see you in my city, like pull up on me, whatever." And she was like, "Oh," and she said to herself, she said, "Oh my God, like I've been talking to him, I don't really like him, but I've got to sleep with him now. Like he's just gonna want to sleep with me." And she was just like, "Well, I left. Like I didn't have my panties on." Oh, sorry, we're on live. We gotta turn her back on.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Yeah, so she was like, I don't even got my panties on after she left his house, and then she was like, "Oh, I need something to hold my genitals in place." You need something to hold your genitals.
Wait, speak English now. What? Speak regular what? Hold on.
She said,
"Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe." Go ahead.
She said, this young woman that was a year younger than me said, "I just left this guy's house from sleeping with him. I don't even like him. We just been talking, DMing, all that. Left his house, slept with him, and was like, I don't even have."
It's ready to pair.
She was like, "I don't even have my panties on anymore." And she was like, "I need something to hold my genitals in place."
That's crazy.
You need something to hold your genitals. You've been
They got
thrown
broken.
around.
Yeah, that's bad.
Your underwears are now something that serves a purpose to hold your genitals in place.
Oh, that's bad.
That is, and she said it so normally. Like, and this was, I'm just watching. You know, I'm watching a YouTube video, and she was really pretty, so I just clicked on it whenever I'm watching her, and I wasn't expecting her to say this. And you know how I am with London people. I love the London. I love you guys in London. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't expect her to say that, but she said it so like it rolled off the tongue and onto the next clip, and I'm like, this is crazy.
So
hold your genitals in place. That's what we use panties for now. Like I was so and yeah, so and that's one of the reasons why it kind of sparked me to ask my grandma that question that I asked her about concerning body counts, how the difference between like what the mentality was back then and how you were viewed back then as to now. And like we both said, it's the media. Like the media is really what holds that weight. It holds your mindset weight because it should not be normal that you just throw that in a YouTube video and nobody said anything about it in the comments.
Right.
It shouldn't be normal.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. Wow. Man, hold your genitals in place.
It makes you sit and think for a while. Guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, right. What are your thoughts? How do you all feel about that? Yeah, with this body count. Let us know. Let's see. We're waiting.
Yeah, let us know you guys' thoughts and everything like that. We'll sit and wait for a little while. But I wanted to ask my grandma that question, just because it's crazy out here. It's really crazy out here. And I think from me being younger and my grandma being older, obviously, I think from an older woman's perspective, just kind of seeing like how she views the world and knowing what it's really made out of in 2024, and like, you know, what does she think about it?
Yeah, when
like
so compare it to back then. I just put it to you like this, right? I can only imagine what 30 years from now is going to look like.
Oh yeah.
And with everything that's going on, I feel like by the time you get my age, right, with all the hustle and bustle, and you know, you don't stop until the coffin drops, right?
I want to put that on a t-shirt. Somebody write that down.
Yeah. I feel like when it's my time to check out, I'm gonna be okay. Because I would say the world can just go ahead, do whatever you're gonna do.
That's crazy. You know? The older generation is really like, hey, I'm ready to, well, not like you're ready, but you know what I mean? Like the older generation is feeling like I didn't miss out on anything in my older age. Like, and to me, I feel like that's sad that that's the world we're living in like right now. Like you kind of feel like I did everything I wanted to do. I don't have anything else to do. And I'm just like, there's nothing that you feel like you're missing out on because the world is so crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. That's bad. Yo, we gotta, all of us gotta put our big girl panties on, because we have a long way to go.
Yeah, So there's a lot of things that I feel like, if you can get some wisdom from someone who is older, and one of the things, being a part of my channel, I do constantly, I keep drilling it because, again, with the media, right? I don't really watch television, but the media will keep drilling stuff in your head. So anytime you come on in the evening, when I come on, right, I do come on at least twice a week and just talk about staying focused and focusing on your goals. I do that for a reason because it's hard for us to stay motivated. And my granddaughter, she says that to me. She's like, you know what, Gramps? You stay busy. I got to be as busy as you. Like, I got to get on it. So, and that's the thing, that if I touch one person, right, and they keep coming and they listen to what I have to say, even if it's 10 minutes, I'm giving them something that they can take with them, because maybe you do not have anyone that can tell you that. But if you subscribe and you see I'm on live and you just jump in there for a few minutes, even if it's something you may have heard, right? You will need to hear it again and again and again. And before you know it, you'll start doing things that's going to work in your best interest for the future. Even how to mentally deal with situations, right? Because I've been down that road, and a lot of times I wish I had someone that can tell me. Where was the Lady D when I was coming up? My dad died when I was 21, and my mother just didn't know. So a lot of things I had to figure out on my own and find my way, and I'm glad I did, because not all of my friends, but there was a few of my friends, they found their way to a crack pipe, yeah. And it's like one of my best girlfriends, as a matter of fact, back then. And it's sad because, I saw her one day, and the day I ran into her was like, here I am with the mink coat, mink hat.
Oh,
And
dang.
she's like, and I'm just
you
like,
ran up to her like y'all live in two different lifestyles.
yeah, it
Was that like the immediate
it was,
like thought when you both see each other? Like you can tell like when you see someone that you haven't seen in a while. After you see them, then you see what they look like, and you're like, oh wow, like we're living two different lifestyles. Was that the thought for both of y'all?
yeah, like I couldn't really hang out with her, because what am I gonna do? Start smoking? We're not doing none of that. I don't like cigarettes, right? So, or what do they call it now? We called it marijuana and weed. What's the new name?
I don't know, Grams.
What is the new name? Somebody write it in the chat. What's the new name for weed now?
I have no idea.
I don't know the new name. I know it's a new name that they call. What do they call weed now? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I can hang out with her because, she's doing one thing, I'm doing something else. And I just, so, but I
The
heard,
Bluetooth device is ready to.
I heard that she has cleaned herself up, yeah, through other people, but I haven't seen her. It would be nice to see her. And, believe it or not, deep down in my like stomach, I feel bad, and I hope that when I did see her back then, that she didn't feel like I'm less than, because just because that was her road that she took.
Right.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
We got to get her some real mics. These
Yeah.
are hers, but just because that's the road she went down, it doesn't mean that she's less than,
Right.
someone else.
Right.
And I would love to see her, just to tell her that, give her a hug. She actually had, from what I last heard, about 5 kids. So she was busy. She was busy in them streets. She had 5.
I hope those kids can have decent raising, because your parental guidance is needed, and when you're neglected or your mom is like on crack or whatever the case, it does ruin the way you think, and it can give trauma, and and it can shape how you see other women. Like if you have, let's say, a son, and he's out in the streets doing whatever, maybe gangbanging even, he might think, okay, a woman that is on crack, that's okay, because my mom turned out okay. It's not okay. So yeah, but I don't know. I obviously we all hope the best for that woman, and it's good that she's, like you said, she's getting better.
Right.
So, and I hope the best for those kids.
Yeah, when I last heard, she got cleaned up. When I last heard, because I think her mother passed away. So.
Okay, that's good.
But also, too, believe it or not, the reverse can happen, right? Where you do not have a good life, but yet you want something better for yourself.
That's true.
Because you know what that's like.
Yeah.
So sometimes the reverse happens for the children. They're
true.
like, all right, they either continue that journey or they turn it completely around.
Yeah.
Because they know. But anyway, we're going to
wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to say, Lady D? Anything else you
No,
wanna
that's
say?
pretty much it. I think we chatted for a
We
minute.
did.
Does anyone have any questions? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
It's been positive motivation wins for y'all. Okay, I'm reading the top. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we're about to wrap it up, guys.
So,
yeah.
I do
but-
want to thank everyone for joining my live tonight, and I appreciate you all. All right, so until we meet again, stay laser focused and just make it do what it do, a little bit at a time. All right, thank you. Now I gotta get up off this chair. Y'all forgive me. There it is. That's the end. Goodbye.